Denzel Washington does not sound like someone who knows anything about comic books when he starts talking about the Silver Surfer.
The plot point is that these two crewmen got into an argument about the depiction of a side character.
They got into a fight, not an argument.
Denzel Washington also has an opinion on the Silver Surfer.
Yeah. Or so we're meant to believe.
Because at one point, Denzel Washington's character says,
now, everybody that reads comic books knows that Kirby's Silver Surfer is the only true Silver Surfer. Now, am I right or wrong?
both of them are wrong.
That is very true.
The John Buscema Silver Surfer,
yes,
is the best Silver Surfer.
Young Junk! Hey, welcome to the Micheaux Mission. 2 men, 1 podcast, every black film ever made. My name is Len, and as always, I'm joined by my partner.
Hey, this is Vincent Williams.
Tonight, we are closing out the month of August with a banger, a
Yes, sir.
certified classic, a movie that is bursting with testosterone.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It is Denzel Washington and Gene Hackman in director Tony Scott's Crimson Tide.
Roll, Tide, roll.
Tonight, Vincent's selection here on The Mission as we stream live from Young Junk, Philadelphia's premier video podcast palace, to all points north, south, east, and west, which includes YouTube, where every one of you are out there in the chat. Hello, missionaries.
Good evening, one and all.
Vincent, how are you doing today?
I am doing well these sort of waning days of summer.
Yeah. I just yesterday, I went to the movies.
Did you now?
I did. And I saw what has become pretty much the movie that everyone is talking about for the last part of August,
Okay.
Weapons.
Oh, how'd that go? What'd you think?
Let me tell you, Vincent.
Okay.
Weapons. Now, I'm gonna get up the information on Weapons for those who may not be familiar with this film, which came out just this past couple of weeks ago, when all but one child from the same classroom mysteriously vanished on the same night at exactly the same time. A community is left questioning who or what is behind their disappearance. This film, directed by Zach Cregger, stars Josh Brolin, Julia Gardner, Alden Ehrenreich, Austin Abrams, Carrie Christopher, Benedict Wong, and Amy Madigan. Zach Cregger, who directed it, also wrote and produced this film, and it had a budget of $38 million. It came out August 8th. It has so far grossed $204 million.
I mean, it is all the rage.
And let me tell you, I went in this movie expecting to be like thrilled because the trailer of it is very impressive.
Yes, it is.
And it is very eerie. It's very suspenseful.
Yes, it is.
You got these children like running in the middle of the street like this and stuff like that. I went to see this movie. This movie is a little nerve-wracking.
Okay.
It is thrilling.
Okay.
It is scary.
Okay.
It is also funny.
Okay.
And the last, I'll say, 15 minutes of this movie
Okay.
is some of the best movie I've seen this year.
Okay.
Maybe the best movie I've seen this year. The last 15 minutes of this movie. It is so well done. And it is one of those movies like, I went to see it with a friend of the show, Ariel Johnson, and our good friend, me and Ariel's friend, Wimoda Nyoka of the Black Girls Are Scary podcast. We went out to see it. And it's one of these movies, we talk about it. when a movie is real good, right? You forgive a lot of faults,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
And this movie, which there aren't a lot of faults in it, but it was so good, it was probably not till an hour after us gushing about this film afterwards that we started to ask the maybe one or two questions that were like, yeah, but what about this?
Right.
What
right.
about that? Well, you know what? I don't care.
Right.
Because
right.
I was thoroughly entertained.
Okay.
And I know you've said that you thinking about going to see
Well,
it.
the $64,000 question, is it too scary for me to deal with?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm in. Probably a spoiler. Close your ears for 30 seconds if you don't want any spoilers. Ghost kids.
No.
Demons.
Kind of, sort of.
Kind of, sort enough wiggle room I can deal with it?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Open your ears back up.
Yes.
All right, excellent. There you go. Unsolicited review. That's how you know it's honest.
Amen. There you go. All right.
All right.
So hopefully you can check that out.
All right.
I think you will. I think you will enjoy it.
I've not heard one bad review of this film. And you know, this is a film, I don't know if this is apocryphal or if this is actually documented. You know, the word is Jordan Peele fired his entire team for not getting the rights to it.
Oh, really?
Like apparently there was you know, people have been talking about this film for you know, at least 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know it was out there.
And the word was there was a bidding war over it. And the word was what Jordan Peele is that Monkey Paw?
Yes.
Monkey Paw lost. There's something happened that Monkey Paw didn't get it. And what I always heard is that Jordan Peele fired everybody. It was so good and he was so upset that they didn't get it that people lost their jobs.
Something tells me that didn't happen.
Okay.
I don't see him going out like that.
I
don't want to think that he's.
If only we had Divine TV. Yeah. I mean, hell, we're here now.
Well, see, now you got to look it up because we can't leave that out there.
Jordan.
Because I don't think
Peele.
I don't see Jordan Peele being that like
Weapons.
obsessed or I don't even know what the word would be. Much of an asshole, honestly, to do that. I mean, because that type of stuff happens all the time.
Jordan Peele's Monkey Paw Productions was involved in a bidding war for weapons, but was ultimately outbid.
Okay.
According to Deadline. The report also suggests that Peele's desire to produce a film led to him parting ways with his managers at Artists First. So parting ways, I guess, could mean a couple of things.
Okay, but that's different. Okay, because the way you made it sound like he like fired people, and I'm thinking he fired people at Monkey Paw.
No. His managers.
His managers.
His managers. Okay.
Okay. So
right.
And that's different.
That's right. So maybe they still got a job at
yeah, they got
Artists First.
They got a job at Artists First.
They got a
job. They lost a client.
Yeah. That was probably a bad lunch when they had to tell their bosses that our client, Jordan Peele, is no longer our client.
Yeah.
That was probably a real tough lunch.
I believe so.
So maybe Jordan Peele didn't fire him, but...
No, Jordan Peele fired him.
Yeah.
He fired his management.
Well, it sounds like he said, it's not you, it's me.
No. It sounds like he said, it's you.
It's you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And then they had to go tell their bosses.
Yes.
That,
yeah.
Who all in here is representing Jordan Peele? And then like their boss put their hand up and they said, boss, hey, put your hand down.
Why y'all taking Jordan Peele's picture off the wall? You see what happened was...
When was the last time you actually watched Get Out? I mean, just how good was it really?
Hey, Jordan Peele, our client? Nope. So, anyway, go see Weapons.
Go see Weapons.
All right. And with that, let's get the show on the road. Let's hear from you, listeners. That means your emails, or as we like to call them,
Mrs. from the Missionaries. I just feel like I should do the robot when this music on.
They can't see you because that's what's playing.
Well, that's...
But as we come out of it, if you want to be doing the robot.
Yeah, probably not. That was just for you. That was just for you.
See, why don't you do this stuff on the show?
Because I'm not a fucking monkey.
It's not about being a monkey.
It's
about having fun. The show behind the show, folks. I swear.
Was it like Michigan J. Frog?
Yes, that's exactly who you are. You're Michigan J. Frog. It's exactly who you are.
Rabbit.
Sitting in your dumb-looking top hat.
That cartoon is so dark because they took him to the mental asylum.
I know. I know. I know. And it's a shame because it's not his fault. It's the frog.
And then the frog lived into the future. I know we've talked about this because it's one of, I think that frog was a demon. Speaking of demons. Because remember, the cartoon ends and it's like a weird, dark Twilight Zone ending.
It is. It is very, very Twilight Zone.
The future dude finds him and he's like, oh boy. And it's like, oh no.
Yeah. First of all, it's in the future.
Right.
You'd think that progress has been made that a singing frog is not going to bring you that big of a difference in your life.
That cartoon's like 80 years old. If we found a singing frog right now.
Well, that's true. But but his future was like,
he was like jetpacks.
Jetpacks.
Yeah, don't like the space outfit.
Yeah, that's a different. That's not now.
Right.
We wish it was now.
Right. Ribbit. What's our first letter?
We have an email from. We have an email from Corey P.
Hey, what's up, Corey?
Greetings to my internet uncles, Len and Vincent. It's silly, I know. And missionaries. We'll take it.
We will.
I am here to inform you all, in fact, that 1990's House Party has been added to the Criterion collection.
That's right.
And is scheduled to be released in November.
That's right.
I am so excited and definitely will be purchasing. Since a Reginald Hudlin film has been released to the collection, I cross my fingers that Boomerang makes it there one day, maybe for the 35th anniversary in 2027.
That'd be nice.
And now that we're on the topic of Eddie Murphy,
okay,
it's interesting that a film of his like Beverly Hills Cop and Coming to America have not been added to the Criterion library. I hope it does, though. Some of the other Black films that need to be added to the collection: For the Love of Ivy, Fame, the original Sparkle, Set It Off, Friday, A Rage in Harlem, Uptight, Daughters of the Dust, and I know, I'm biased, but Mo Better Blues.
Yeah.
I hope this email finds you well. Love always, Corey.
Yeah. I agree. I will say in Criterion's defense, I've read several interviews about how they choose and don't choose, and sometimes it's licensing issues.
That's true.
Yeah, sometimes it's licensing issues.
Especially when you start getting down in the 90s with that music and stuff. I mean, that's why for a long time, it was only within the last 10 years that the 1966's Batman was released on DVD.
Right. And we've talked several times over the years about the two big ones that were kept from box sets for years. The Muppet Show.
Yes.
And WKRP in Cincinnati.
Yep.
So those music rights will jam you up.
They will jam
and
you
then,
up.
As you said, the Batman rights was always fascinating to me because they had to get signed off from everybody's
descendants.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for?
They're they are descendants, but that's not the word you're looking for. You're looking for their Oh God, they're not beneficiaries.
I know, you just forget a word sometimes.
Well, you're the English professor.
I know.
You're sitting over there, Michigan J. Frog in it.
Irony. Estate is the word that we're looking
Yes,
for.
they're estate.
They're estates.
That's what we're looking for. Just rewind and
Rewind.
remember that punch in that we said estates.
Sure. We'll fix that in post.
Oh, this is a wonky show. All right, next we have an email from Michael Sykes.
Hey, what's up, Michael?
Hello, missionaries, Len and Vincent. This weekend, I caught about 15 minutes of 1986's Round Midnight, featuring jazz icons Dexter Gordon, Herbie Hancock, Lynette McKee, and Francois Cluzet.
Mm-hmm.
Just curious, have either of y'all seen it? Vincent?
I have.
I have not.
Oh, yeah.
If so, did you like it?
I did. And the only reason I hesitate with saying I did, I don't know if I've seen it, honestly, since I was in college.
Okay.
And I just thought it was so cool.
All right.
That I can't accurately remember whether or not it was good.
Okay. You just remember the vibe of it.
The vibe, right.
Is it
like it reminds me a bit of what was it, the Othello movie we watched? Is that All Night Long? Out All Night?
Out All Night, or
I think it's Out All Night.
All Night Long. I think.
Is it All Night Long? Because that's a Lionel Richie song.
But I think that's the name of it.
Is it?
Continue.
Yes. Lots of vibes.
Okay.
Lots of vibes.
So Round Midnight is a story. It's a narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like just a slice of life.
Mm-hmm.
Would you consider it a black film?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Actually, as he was saying it, I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe we haven't done Round Midnight.
Michael continues, I'm asking y'all about this because y'all didn't recommend Marcy X when I asked if y'all recommend it. Thank you, by the way. I watched Next Friday again at my local barbershop, and it still doesn't sit right. I was 16 the first time, and I felt the same. This movie is a mess. It's sloppy, plotless, and suffers from sequelitis. Mike Epps as Day-Day, annoying and boring. His energy doesn't match Ice Cube's, and together, they lack the magic of the original. The supporting cast, Uncle Elroy, the Joker brothers, Roach, Sugar, are just as forgettable. The only bright spot is Clifton Powell as Pinky, who steals the scene and the movie. This movie feels rushed, flavorless, and like a cash grab. It disappointed me then, and it disappoints me now. The first Friday had heart, grit, and a killer soundtrack. It left me laughing for days. Next Friday, I wouldn't even watch it as background noise. Big thanks to the Rush production and Mike Epps for this letdown. Don't get me wrong, I like Mike Epps in other films like Sparkle, Jump the Broom, Dolomite Is My Name, Bessie, and All About the Benjamins, a movie where Epps and Cube had better chemistry, but here he missed the mark. I remember after seeing the original Friday from the theaters feeling great, wanting more, laughing hours and days later about what I witnessed on the big screen. This movie disappointed me. Big thanks to the very rushed feeling and Mike Epps. I listened to y'all reviewing Next Friday, and y'all went more easy on this than y'all did in 1994 Sugar Hill and Friday After Next. As always, stay well, stay true, and stay black. Right on, brothers. Love your fan, Michael Sykes.
I like some pieces of Next Friday. You know, I like Ice Cube and Mike Epps together.
Yes, you've said that.
Yeah, and I think obviously it doesn't recapture the magic of Friday.
Nope.
And I agree with a lot of what Mike just said, Michael said, that it is a mess. And we talked about that, like the moving it from South Central out to the suburbs and everything. But you know, I don't know if I was harder on Sugar Hill than that.
I don't think
maybe
you were.
Yeah.
I don't think you were.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Like I like Sugar Hill better more than I like Next Friday. I forgot the other movie he named. Oh, Friday After Next.
Friday After Next is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I certainly don't remember liking Friday After Next
No.
better than.
No, I don't think either of us like
it's
Friday
very
After
much
Next.
diminishing returns
But
with
you
the
like
Fridays.
you like Next Friday more than I did.
Yes.
But neither of us like Friday After Next.
And consistent throughout.
Mm-hmm.
I like Ice Cube and Mike Epps together.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of them together. Wasn't a big fan. I agree with everything that he says about Next Friday. I don't remember whether or not I was hard on it as Sugar Hill. I honestly don't remember. I didn't like either of them, so I would not be inclined to watch either of them again.
Mm-hmm.
Equally so. If I had to have one of them on in the background, it would be Next Friday before Sugar Hill. But that's primarily because Sugar Hill has scenes that I just feel are reprehensible and don't have no reason being on the screen. But other than that, I could care less about either of them. But thank you for the email, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
And we have one last email from Michael Lockett.
Hey, what's up, Michael?
Greetings, my brothers and fellow missionaries. I hope the dog days are not dogging any of you and everyone has their heads on a swivel.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Last week's movie, Sugar Hill, really brought me back. Like Len, I had only seen this one other time. It kind of gets lost in the sauce of many other films in the genre. Also, like Len, I found this movie to be all over the map. There was no real character arc, nor a strong plot through line. Any film that you can subtract multiple characters from that are supposed to be important and the story actually gets better has problems.
Yeah.
I want to like it, but damn, all of them, even Wesley and Abe, make it virtually impossible. The Wayback Machine dropped me with you as you critique one of my top 20 favorite horror films, Night of the Living Dead.
Oh my goodness.
This is a cult and general classic for all reasons you two stated. All the tropes we know about zombies really get their foothold in this film. I believe you two split on whether this is a black film. I come down on the side that it is. As soon as Dwayne Jones is replaced by a white guy, about half of the existential tension over leadership, power dynamics, and how people are othered disappears. George Romero may have picked the best man for the job, knowing in the back of his head that if you drop race on top of any fraught situation, it becomes instantly more intriguing to everyone. Tangentially, Day of the Dead is better, but Romero probably doesn't have the funds or cachet to make this without Night of the Living Dead.
Of course.
It's very similar to A New Hope, paving the way for Empire Strikes Back. Finally, some relatives of mine went to Mount Rushmore, which makes me throw up a little bit in my mouth.
Okay.
Okay. That said, it did make me think about who would be on the Mount Rushmore of black actors, both male and female, 1980 to the present, for you too. No matter what clarifiers I use to weed people out, my list ends up constantly with male, Denzel Washington, Don Cheadle, Samuel Jackson, Michael B. Jordan. Female, Angela Bassett, Viola Davis, Regina King, Keke Palmer. All the best, Michael Lockett. Well, first of all, Michael, thank you for your email.
Thank you, Michael.
I appreciate you. Second of all, I would, if I was to come up with a Mount Rushmore of black actors from the 80s to the present, I wouldn't split them. I would make the hard choice of making it male and female up there.
Oh.
I think that's only rightfully so. I think Denzel Washington is unquestionably, up there.
Yeah.
I think that Angela Bassett, I honestly think is unquestionably up there as well.
Yeah. Like Mount Rushmore, we're talking 4 slots.
Yes.
Oh, right. So those 2 are gone immediately.
Right. So you've got those two. You've got those 2 right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of like arguing over the rest of them. Honestly, to me, and I like Samuel Jackson, I like Michael B. Jordan, I like Don Cheadle.
Mm-hmm.
You maybe make a case for Samuel L. Jackson, but honestly, I could take Regina King, Viola Davis, and then I'll put in here who he doesn't have, Alfre Woodard.
Oh, yeah.
And I might be done, like, and choose between the three of them and call it a day.
Look, I think the two we agree on, I think three we agree on Viola Davis. I think as much as we love Alfre Woodard, I don't think Alfre Woodard's filmography justifies her being
That's
on there.
fair. That's what I was thinking.
Like you got to, and if we're doing actual filmographies, and now you start talking about, well, are we talking about quality? Are we talking about lead roles? Are we talking about, these different things? I think with those variables, it might be Sam Jackson.
Yeah. So wait a minute. So I just want to make sure I understand. So we definitely it's Denzel, Angela, and you're throwing up Viola Davis.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you got one slot left. I don't know who has a better filmography from 1980 to right this exact second than Samuel Jackson. Like 40 years. I mean, my God, Samuel Jackson started showing up in Spike Lee movies in 80, with school days is what, 80?
Mid-80s, yeah.
87, 88.
Yeah.
And he can carry something on his back tomorrow.
Like I said, the argument is for Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
It's for Sam Jackson. And you're right about Alfre Woodard. She doesn't have the lead roles.
Right.
Through no fault of her own.
And by the lead roles, the roles.
Yeah.
Again,
well, that's true too.
Like the roles.
That's true too. Yeah.
And to be clear, that is more of an indictment of Hollywood than
absolutely.
Of her.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think you're right. I think
quite honestly, I think you can make an argument for Halle Berry before Alfre Woodard.
Yeah. Yes, you can make the argument.
Right. Like you want to make the argument for Alfre Woodard.
Right.
And even Viola Davis, I just think her filmography has been so strong.
Yeah, even though it is fairly
right. Like really, you talking about it really is between, like, you really have to say, why is Halle Berry not in the conversation?
Mm-hmm. Just to throw this out there, you're about to say Will Smith.
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, but Wesley falls off.
Right.
Will, say what you want. He's consistently out there.
So, much as I loved, I love the fact that he wanted to have some inclusion of young people, Michael B. Jordan and Keke Palmer.
Yeah.
But frankly, it's too early.
Mm-hmm.
It's too early. I would say Michael B. Jordan arguably is on the path.
Oh, yeah.
Like, see where he kind of goes. But, it's always a good question.
Good question. Fun question.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you, Michael. That is our emails. If you want to have your thoughts shared here on the Micheaux Mission, you can email us at micheauxmission@gmail.com. That's MICHEAUX MISSION@gmail.com. And now,
speaking of Mount Rushmore, that's right.
It's time for the Game of Kings.
Game of Kings.
Or as we like to call it, 6 Degrees of D'Urville Martin.
I'm rewatching My Name is Dolomite. And Wesley Snipes should have won a Nobel Peace Prize for his depiction of D'Urville Martin.
6 Degrees of D'Urville Martin, where I give Vincent 2 actors and he has 6 films or less to connect them to D'Urville Martin, a man who fills his own Mount Rushmore.
That's right.
Because the D'Urville. First
one was D'Urville. Second was D'Urville. Third one is D'Urville. And then the final one, a dark horse, D'Urville.
Mm-hmm. All right, Vincent, keeping it in theme.
Okay.
We are reviewing Crimson Tide.
Yes,
tonight.
we are.
All right. So I have 2 actors from Crimson Tide.
Okay.
You cannot use Crimson Tide.
Cannot use Crimson Tide to link to these actors.
Right.
Right.
Okay. starting with number 1, in 6 films or less, connect Denzel Martin to James Gandolfini.
James Gandolfini, you know, it's funny. In full disclosure, I remember him in a couple of movies, but then I was looking at his IMDb, and he is the quintessential. Oh yeah, he wasn't that guy. Because obviously he was. We all know him from The Sopranos, but James Gandolfini, I'll keep it in theme. I'll keep it in theme because he is part of Tony Scott's. Like, Tony Scott doesn't necessarily have a group of actors that he works with all the time, but they do. People kind of pop up.
He has his favorites.
Yeah. So you know, Denzel Martin is, of course, in Five on the Black Hand Side with Dick Anthony Williams, who's in Mo Better Blues with Denzel Washington. And while I can't use Denzel Washington to connect to James Gandolfini and Tony Scott's Crimson Tide, I can use Denzel Washington to link to James Gandolfini and Tony Scott's The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Oh, is he in that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. That's right. He's the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
He's the mayor.
So.
Yeah, using his real voice.
Yeah.
Oh, very good, Vincent.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Of course, you know, that's not where I expected you to go.
Where'd you expect me to go? To Get Shorty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Gene Hackman.
Is Gene Hackman in Get Shorty?
Yeah. He's the film producer.
Oh my God, he sure is. I forgot all about Gene Hackman in Get Shorty. Interesting.
Yeah, I just thought you.
Okay.
That's why I picked that one first. I was like, I'll give him a layup.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, very good, Vincent. All right, next up, in 6 films or less, connect Denzel Martin to Steve Zahn.
Steve Zahn. Steve Zahn. Love Steve Zahn.
So do I.
And the reason I love him, when's the first time you noticed him? I know exactly where I'm going. What's the first movie you noticed him in?
I'll have to look at his filmography to see what's like.
Okay. I remember exactly where I saw him the first time. Same path.
I know.
Same path. Denzel Martin, Dick Anthony Williams, Denzel Washington. But from Denzel Washington, I'll go to Denzel Washington's in Philadelphia with Tom Hanks. And Tom Hanks plays the manager of the not Beatles. Not Beatles. The
Wonders.
The one-hit wonders, the Wonders.
Yes.
In That Thing You Do with Steve Zahn, which is the first place I noticed him. And I said, I love that guy.
That was, I was going to say, that was the movie. That was the Wonders. I love that movie.
A movie that I think has aged extraordinarily well.
Extraordinarily well.
Like, I think when it came out, many of us said, this is a Tom Hanks sort of vanity project.
Yeah, because he directed it.
Well, he directed it, and then remember the drummer looks like young Tom Hanks, and of course, he gets the girl, and he's the hero. And, you know, Tom Hanks, like, I'm forgetting everybody's name. The director was on Happy Days.
Ron Howard.
You know, they have that weird white boy hard-on for the 60s. Oh, weren't things so better? Oh, things were so simpler. Oh, the colors were brighter. The candy bars were sweeter. Oh, things were so much better in the 60s. Nothing to see over there. Don't put the camera over there. Keep it right here in white suburbia. Stop moving the camera over to the side. It's nothing to see over there. Keep it right here. Oh, the 60s were so wonderful. Why does that camera keep drifting? Keep it right here.
Are you not a Tom Hanks fan?
I adore Tom Hanks.
Okay.
Until he gets into that baby boomer shit. Oh, the greatest generation. Oh, the 60s. Oh, things were so wonderful. Oh, they were so, the suits.
I don't think
and the cars. And no, keep the camera right here. Don't move the camera. Mr. Hanks, there seems to be some type of brouhaha in Birmingham at the time. No, keep it right here. Want the camera right here in Milwaukee.
Okay, all right.
No, not downtown Milwaukee, the suburbs.
You've made your point.
But I love that thing you do.
I love that thing you do. I watch it every time it comes on.
Boy, it is gleaming white. Except for the old whizzing black jazz player.
Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. There's other black people in there in the movie.
Who are the other black people in that thing you do?
Well, remember, Steve Zahn, he starts dating a black woman.
Yeah,
one of the black singers.
Right, and then
Oba Babatunde,
does he play the drummer?
He plays the the doorman at their hotel where they stay.
You're not really selling it. You're not really.
But he does become.
He's sort of an advisor. Does he advise them?
Well, he does. He does. He advises the Tom Hanks character.
No, keep the camera right here. Don't move the camera. Stop moving the camera.
Okay. I'm not going to win on this one. I give up. But I will say about Ron Howard, though. About Ron Howard. Another movie I saw this weekend.
Okay.
Ron Howard has a new movie out. It's a true story called Eden.
Okay.
And it's about this story about this couple, these white people who in the 30s.
Oh, the 30s. Uh-oh. Stretching out a little bit.
Wait a minute. So they want to get away from like civilization. They don't like the way it's going.
Okay.
So they individually over the course of like a few years, they moved to this deserted island in the Galapagos.
Okay.
Where they have to basically fight against one another for survival. It's a true story.
Did they do this on purpose or?
Yes, they moved there on purpose.
No, they moved to the island to fight each other?
No, they moved to they all moved to the island thinking that this was going to be like Eden.
Wait, is this? I'm sorry. Is this a couple or is this a group of people?
Jude Law plays this doctor who wants to get away from society.
Okay,
and he moves to this island, and then he's this German doctor, and he moves to this island. It's totally deserted.
He's German in the 30s. You said it's the 30s?
Yes, in the 30s.
What is it? The late 30s?
No, it's the early 30s.
Okay,
like
maybe
1932.
Maybe so he started writing on the wall. So okay, go ahead.
So he moves there and he starts sending he comes up like this whole manifesto for getting away from civilization.
Okay.
And he sends these letters to back to like this newspaper who starts printing these letters.
Is this also in Germany?
I think the newspaper is in France.
Okay, French newspaper.
And then those stories become popular and they start getting printed all over.
Okay.
Like other newspapers picking them up. And next thing you know, this couple, I can't remember, don't ask me, this couple, they read his story. They read about how he moved there with his girlfriend. His girlfriend had MS, and now she's feeling a little better because she's out and, breathing good air and fresh air and all this stuff. So they moved there with their son who's having some health issues, thinking that this is going to be a turnaround for him.
Right. Okay.
But he's like, I don't want civilization here. Y'all bringing me civilization. I don't want this.
Right. Maybe you should have kept his mouth shut then.
Well, yeah, true. But and then the next thing you know, so they moved there. And he said, well, y'all go way over there. He like
Okay.
basically tells them, yeah, y'all go set up in this rock.
Sure. I'm
And
gonna draw this lawn.
And they go and create their own situation. Next thing you know, this Baroness shows up on the island
Okay.
with these two dudes that she's got totally cuckolded.
Okay.
With this, and she has paperwork from whichever, like, who actually governs that island, whatever, like, country.
Okay.
She's got paperwork from them saying that she owns a certain portion of this island, and she has an intention to create this exclusive resort.
It's like a sex thing, though, isn't it?
Well, no.
Okay.
Because she has absolutely no idea how to build a resort.
Okay.
So the next thing you know, all of these three factions just have to deal with how to survive on this island. It is a 100% true story.
Okay.
And Ron Howard directed it. And I say this because Ron Howard is a good director.
Yeah, I don't
like all his movies, but I like a lot of his.
100%.
But he's never struck me as, but he definitely has struck me as someone who kind of like has a, I wouldn't say he's an auteur in the way that I could tell a Ron Howard movie. Right. But he's got a certain sheen to his movies.
Yeah.
But this one it's a lot grittier. Like if I didn't tell you that this was Ron Howard, I don't think you would look at this and say, "Oh, this is a Ron Howard movie."
There's not one thing that you said about this movie that made me think Ron Howard.
Right. They even like the whole story of it.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty good movie. Like it dragged on maybe a hair too long.
Did everybody die at the end?
No.
Okay.
No. But it's a good movie. Jude Law's in it. Jude Law does good. Vanessa Kirby from Fantastic Four. She's better, and I mean she's good in this, just as good in this as she is in Fantastic Four.
Okay.
It's a really good movie. I really enjoyed it.
Eden.
And it's not even playing at like the major theaters.
2 unsolicited reviews.
There you go.
From Mr. Lynn Webb.
Well, I did a little things this weekend.
Yeah.
I didn't do much this weekend, but I did that.
All right.
Well, want to review a movie?
I mean, we're here.
We might as well.
Yeah.
And it's time for our review of Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide, a 1995 American submarine action thriller, directed by Tony Scott, produced by Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer. It takes place during a period of political turmoil in Russia, in which ultra-nationalists threaten to launch nuclear missiles at the United States and Japan. The film focuses on a clash of wills between the seasoned commanding officer of a U.S. nuclear missile submarine, that's Gene Hackman, and his new executive officer, or XO, played by Denzel Washington, arising from conflicting interpretations of an order to launch their missiles. This film also features George Zunda, Viggo Mortensen, James Gandolfini, Matt Craven, Rocky Carroll, Steve Zahn, Rick Schroeder, Vanessa Bell Calloway, as well as showing up at the end of the film, Jason Robards. In Vincent's selection for this stop on the Micheaux mission, Vincent, what say you of Crimson Tide?
Look. This is cinema. Like this is actually an example of the type of film that makes you love going to the movies. I think it is robust. I think Tony Scott is amazingly confident in his filmmaking. Everything about this film is firing on all of its cylinders. Hans Zimmer's score, which won an Academy Award, it signals you almost immediately that this is epic filmmaking. The submarine movie is a very old, very well-regarded subgenre of movie. You know, as you said, it takes place on this nuclear submarine. there has been some type of international situation that has unfolded, and this nuclear submarine has to go handle it. I have to say, in linking disparate movies together, it quite honestly made me think of Set It Off. Where, if you remember what we said about Set It Off, is that when Set It Off comes on, a whole bunch of stuff happens, but you can tell that they just want this stuff to happen to get these players in the room together.
Yeah.
I actually chuckled at the info dump that happens over the credits. The credits are not finished rolling before they tell you, look, some stuff happened in Russia. It's some rebels. They took over some stuff. Things are in turmoil. We got to get the sub out there to deal with it. Almost immediately, you cut to an establishing shot of Denzel Washington's character as this XO, but I think appropriately enough, we see him as a family man.
Yeah.
Before we see him on the submarine and as an officer. So the film lets you know almost immediately that this is a more well-rounded person than who his rival is going to be. But even that, they get him and Gene Hackman on the screen together damn near immediately. Like, this is not a film like Heat.
Yeah.
Where everyone is wondering when are these two titans, Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, are going to appear together. Or a lot of films where you have the two heavyweights and each of them has to have their separate establishing sequence. Damn it, let's get them in the room. Let's get them in the room together. And then my second chuckle was the plot point that the only reason Denzel Washington's character is even in play is because Gene Hackman's XO had appendicitis. Is something wrong with his appendix? And usually I would save these central performances for the end of my critique. But Denzel Washington and Gene Hackman are everything in this. And what I admired so much about the two of them today is the fact that the push and pull between these two characters, as you mentioned, you've got the old guard represented by Gene Hackman, who is literally a cold warrior. Like part of what they say in the script is part of the reason that he is still the captain of one of these nuclear submarines is he is one of the remaining. Remember, this is 1996.
95.
So, 95. So it's a long time ago. But it's also a little removed from a combat situation.
Yeah.
The last time as a country we were in a and they said he's one of the few remaining commanders who has seen combat.
Yeah.
And Denzel Washington is very much playing the postmodern Sidney Poitier role that is his bread and butter. Like, he is Black excellent writ large. Like, he West Point, Harvard. He's Denzel Washington in 1995.
Yeah.
So he's like this.
He's got the home life balance.
He's got the home life balance. Like they, like you talk about West Point in Harvard, but perhaps the greatest compliment that this man is given occurs in a car where he's saying goodbye to his family. And you see, he is the perfect father. And then he is the perfect husband. Like, he really is, again, this is the next evolution of the Sidney Poitier character. This is Black excellence. This is the modern man. So you already know that these two are not going to jibe. But again, what impressed me is that it's immediate.
Yeah.
Like in their first meeting, there is tension. There's a little bit of push and pull. Even though the script is saying, I'm just a commanding officer, I'm interviewing you, so on and so forth. And this is a testament to the whole acting of both of these actors, Denzel Washington. And, obviously they can, I'm sorry, I said West Point, I meant Annapolis. Obviously I said, oh no, that's West Point. They said West Point, didn't they? They said West Point, I think West Point is the Navy. No, the Naval Academy.
Yeah.
Anyway, he has what they call, like the table mount, like you see the big ring from. Anyway, not only do they deliver the script expertly, but I love the body language of these two men. Like, I love how they inhabit this space with each other. And this entire film revolves around Denzel Washington and Gene Hackman. I thought it was very appropriate that the title card, they have equal billing.
Yep.
And they should, because this really is one of the few films with co-leads that I've seen that one doesn't outshine the other. And this is a testament to Tony Scott's direction. I have to say, when I think of Tony Scott, I think of him as more of a snappy, almost action guy. But there are aspects of this film, the aforementioned moment where the two of them meet during Denzel Washington's interview. There's a wonderful scene where the command crew has coffee.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a scene again with the two of them in Gene Hackman's quarters.
Yeah, in his quarters, yeah.
Where it's almost like a play. Like, and that's always been an aspect of a submarine movie that is done well, because you have these closed quarters.
Yep.
So I cannot really just celebrate these two and their performances. I just cannot, you can't say enough about it. I think this is a really tight script. I think it gets moving. I think it is muscular. I think it is sharp. I think it is boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
As everyone knows who knows, like if you read about this film for more than 5 minutes, you know that an uncredited screenwriter, Quentin Tarantino, came to punch it up a little bit. And you know immediately what parts Quentin Tarantino.
Tell immediately.
And I do have to say, decades after knowing about Quentin Tarantino now, part of that did kind of make me eye roll. Like there were the Quentin Tarantino parts that kind of took me out of it a little bit, but not enough to get in the way of it. I think this supporting cast, like you said, I love Rocky Carroll in here. I love George Zunda in here. James Gandolfini is really good in here. And Viggo Mortensen, I have to say, as an actor, this might be my favorite Viggo Mortensen performance.
Oh, really?
I really do like him. I know we're supposed to talk about like the history of violence and other things, but I think there's a level of nuance in his work in this film that is great. Tony Scott's direction. I actually wrote in my notes that the film should have been called Triumphant Horns and Dutch Angles.
Yeah.
But I do think a submarine movie, you got to figure out how to have some kineticism. You got to figure out how to have some movement. And I think he does.
He absolutely does.
I think he does. And I think the pacing, the editing, the blocking of shots, like everything about this film, again, just works really, really well. And I think it is a film that is surprisingly thoughtful in the way that it talks about war
Okay. Yes.
in the
Yes.
way that it talks about these decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So that, you know, I've always been a big fan of this film. I kind of, you know, when I chose it, I was like, ooh, I hope it holds up. But yeah, I love this film.
It's the commentary that you said that it makes on war, I think is interesting because the big bad of this film are the Russians, right? But you never see them.
Right.
You never see them on screen. But I think that you still feel their presence, especially, and this is a note to Hans Zimmer, in that there are little bits of like Russian like sounding melodies in the score, you know, which so you're always reminded about who you're going up against or who the big bad is, or supposed to be in this film, because ultimately this is a movie about these opposing wills of these two men, you know, Gene Hackman and Denzel Washington. And as I'm watching this film, and it gets name checked in the movie, and it gets name checked anytime people start talking about submarine movies, I'm thinking about this great movie, which I just happened to rewatch probably 2 weeks ago. Run Silent, Run Deep. 50s film, pretty much submarine film, action film. Pretty much, it's not the same story, but it's similar stories.
Yeah.
Old captain in that film, played by Clark Gable, nearing the still the man, but nearing the end of his career, nearing the end of his life.
Well, he can play an old captain.
Yeah. His young XO, played by a young Burt Lancaster in that film. Two men who have decidedly different acting styles, come from different sides of that acting coin, but filling up that screen and going mano a mano. And Burt Lancaster is on his way to becoming the Burt Lancaster that it was Hollywood's biggest star.
Yeah.
Right? That's the same place Denzel Washington is in 1995.
Absolutely.
He's done Malcolm X. So he's proven that he is the man.
Right. And can carry a big film.
But he's still kind of making his way. And because Malcolm X is also a Spike Lee film, it's a black film.
Then there's that.
It's like, all right, yeah, but can you, Hollywood is like, yeah, but can you carry our films?
Right. I agree.
So while him and Gene Hackman are co-leads in this, Gene Hackman, as big of a star as he was always kind of like that big star character actor.
Right.
Never like the super leading man. And even in this film, Gene Hackman is already 65 years old.
Oh, yeah.
So Denzel is definitely still kind of like 1A in this film, but the hedge your bets is having Gene Hackman.
Right.
But and Denzel will tell you, he says it in all his interviews, like, yo, I wanted to go up against Gene Hackman. I knew that this was going to be, I was going to have to bring it. He was going to bring it out of me, and it was everything that he wanted. So laying the film on those shoulders is smart for Tony Scott, knowing that this story that really asks some hard questions, like you said, about, the nature of war, the reasoning for war, and especially what does war look like when it's not just shooting guns. It's just, if I shoot this missile, it's a wrap.
Right.
It's over. It's game over. It's not the war is done. It's like we are done. So that carries with it a whole nother different weight. And this movie tries to ask those questions. But it recognizes what the mission is. It is the thrill. It is suspense. And in doing so, there's not a lot of action in this movie.
No.
But it is still rightfully billed as an action film.
Yeah.
Because it is tense. Because of the Dutch angles that he is throwing in there, because of the liberal use of this set, um, that it at times you feel the confines of a submarine. At times it feels maybe a little expanded, so we can really play out the drama. But you still, either way, you feel the tension, the claustrophobia is there. And I think having these amazing actors around him, like Viggo Mortensen, James Gandolfini, who, when you really look back on his filmography, is never not good.
No.
In even the smallest role.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's never not good. George Zunda, at that point, probably more famously known for the couple of seasons of Law and Order, but always just a happy person to see up there on the screen. I actually took note. I remembered kind of like Steve Zahn showing up in there. He doesn't have like a huge role,
right.
but he shows up. But reading through the cast, reading that Rick Schroeder was in this movie,
yeah,
I was like, Rick Schroeder's in the movie?
Right.
But then when I noticed when he shows up, I was like, look at Rick Schroeder doing some work.
Look at Rick Schroeder doing some work.
He was actually doing work for the small role that he has.
Oh yeah,
he does work.
It's a great scene,
and it's a great scene.
It's a great scene.
So this film is held up by that, and ultimately it really fulfills the mission of thrilling you, of asking some hard questions, not trying to force feed you any answers.
Yeah.
I do think there's a part of me, this tells you how you're getting wrapped up in the story. I do think Gene Hackman's character gets off easy in this film. I mean, quiet as, spoilers for like a damn near 50-year-old film, well, 30-year-old film. They think they're going to have to go to war with Russia. They don't. But in the thinking of it, Gene Hackman's character threatens two men with a gun to their head.
Look, things have broken down. Look, you know how these mutiny films work?
Well, that's it.
Once there's a mutiny,
yeah,
all the rules are off the table.
Yeah, but still.
That's why chain of command
is very important.
It's the most important thing.
That's very true. That is very true. That's very true. It's interesting, I forgot about, the whole idea of this being a mutiny, and that kind of like runs true with Run Silent, Run Deep, but it's not as much of a mutiny in that one. But because of the mutiny aspect of it, and because it was mutiny on a nuclear submarine, the Navy wouldn't give them. They were like, "We don't want nothing to do with this film."
Right?
Like,
oh yeah.
They were like, "No, we don't. No, we can't get down with that. We can't get down with that storyline." And you don't miss them. It's a big deal. So you don't have a thing up at the end saying thanks to the Navy.
Right.
We don't care.
Right.
We absolutely don't even care. You were talking about the information dump at the beginning. It definitely is an information dump, but I think it's actually one of the more well done information dumps, because it was, because sometimes those dumps are so chaotic with cuts between like anchors reading bits of a story, and then you've got, fake filmography, and then you've got, chyrons going across the screen and everything like that. But this one really set you up. And I felt like at the end of it, I remember, I noted it. It's like, well, now I know everything that's going on. I actually felt like, all right, I'm ready. All right, the story can now begin.
Again, we just going to tell you what the setup is.
Yep.
So we can get to the good stuff.
Scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, yo, so yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked it. Seeing Denzel, we joked recently off camera, the show beyond the show, about Denzel Washington, and seemingly like, maybe starting to show his age a little bit lately, right? But seeing young Denzel, seeing boxing Denzel,
Yeah.
seeing running Denzel in this movie, I was like, Denzel was a beast. He was a beast in this day, man.
Did I tell you my soldier story?
Probably
With
go
my
ahead.
class? So I teach a class that I show a soldier story. And as we all know, this is Denzel, very early Denzel Washington.
Mm-hmm.
So I was showing Soldier Story, and if you remember, there's a part in Soldier Story where there's been a it's about soldiers, and there's been a brouhaha in the middle of the night. And the character that Denzel Washington plays is going to go
AWOL.
Well, before that, when TJ gets framed,
Mm-hmm.
and then Peterson gets up and he's going to go and tell the commander that he has, he was in bed. This, that,
Oh,
and
that's
other.
right. Yeah.
And he gets out of bed and he has on like just an undershirt. So I'm showing Soldier Story to this class of 18, 19-year-olds. Len, hand to God, such a ruckus broke out. Oh my God, is that Denzel Washington? Did you see? Oh my God, this is Denzel. Oh my, Len, I stopped the movie. I turned the lights on. I said, yes, that is Denzel Washington. That is what Denzel Washington looked like in the 80s. Your mother and your grandmothers are not crazy people. I know y'all only know him from The Equalizer.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Denzel Washington used to look like. Can y'all go ahead, get it out? Y'all get it out. Oh, Denzel. Yeah, All right, yeah, everybody finish? I'm going to turn the lights out, turn the movie back on now, okay? Yeah, look.
Yeah.
Denzel, dog, he's a movie star.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't make movie stars anymore.
We don't.
So, yeah, I'm sorry, but go ahead.
I was there. I was pretty much at the end of my soliloquy.
To your point, though, like you said, obviously run silent, run deep in this sort of generational baton passing. What it made me think about, frankly, was Guess Who's Coming to Dinner.
Okay.
And the aspect of it that it's subtext, but the subtext is barely sub, with Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn representing this old guard.
Mm-hmm.
And sort of, it's like a coronation. And they're handing it to Sidney Poitier. Mm. Like, this is the future. This is tomorrow. And to your point, I guess I guess you can talk about Gene Hackman as a character actor, but what I always think about Gene Hackman is he was like the actor's actor.
True.
Like, between kind of the 1-2 punch of the French Connection and The Conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And then just various other, Gene Hackman was always like, again, like the actor that other actors look to.
Yeah, yeah.
And for Gene Hackman to put on, really a clinic, like this is like we're saying he's the older actor, but this, speaking of another Gene Hackman movie, this is not Marlon Brando in Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this isn't an old dude that they just brought in. Like, this is an old lion. Like, he's still a lion. And as you, like, they really do go head to head. And as you said, obviously Denzel Washington had been making movies for a period at this point. But I feel like this is the moment where a lot of us said, oh, he can actually act. Like, this is an actor. Because he's gone head to head with the actor's actor. And again, I think the relationship between these two actors in here, like there's a level of respect, but there's also a level of generosity. Mm-hmm. And then there's a level of, but you're going to have to keep up with me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he rises to the task. And it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, We should probably talk about Quentin Tarantino in his contributions to
Yes,
the
we
script. How'd you
Well,
do
Quentin Tarantino. So if you don't know,
Mm-hmm.
his contributions
Uncredited.
to the script are primarily a lot of the pop cultural references, the references to
Star Trek,
the references to the Silver Surfer,
which we got to talk about that. Go ahead.
Those references, they stood out when you hear them. Like they stood out in 1995
Yes.
to me.
Yeah, they did.
They feel like they come out of nowhere. And they
You forgot the executive officers in this whole bit where they're talking about submarine movies to each other.
see, that part with James Gandolfini and Viggo Mortensen. I guess that part, and I know Tarantino is responsible for that. That part, for whatever reason, didn't bother me.
Okay.
And I think it's because it's name checking another submarine movie.
Okay.
Movies sometimes do that.
So you get at a pass. So these officers on
these submarine officers
on the USS Alabama, like this ain't some podunk boat,
right?
In
but them talking about a submarine movie,
you get at a pass.
I give that a pass.
All right, but okay,
because that's something maybe they do, especially considering the situation that they're in.
Sure.
The situation that they were in was that Denzel Washington was going to be this new younger XO coming onto their boat. It's similar to the storyline in Run Silent, Run Deep.
Okay.
So I can see, because we come into that conversation in the middle of the conversation.
Okay.
So I can see them kind of like, and it is right after that the whole thing introduction comes down.
Okay.
So it makes sense kind of story-wise, and quiet as kept, I think James Gandolfini sells it.
Okay.
In that.
Okay.
Sells it. Conversely, with all due respect to Denzel Washington.
All due respect.
Denzel Washington does not sound like someone who knows anything about comic books when he starts talking about the Silver Surfer.
Much less someone who has, first of all, there's an argument that breaks out about a character called the Silver Surfer, in which artist. So Jack Kirby created the Silver Surfer.
Yes,
and whether Jack Kirby, but then there's a French artist named Mobius who used Silver Surfer as a Christ metaphor.
Yes,
and it's almost like an Italian Renaissance type rendering of Silver Surfer. And the plot point is that these two crewmen
got into
on the submarine in 1996.
95.
Got into an argument about the depiction of a side character.
They got into a fight, not an argument.
And the artist who rendered him in the 60s, as opposed to the artist that rendered, so Mobius Silver Surfer is what, late 70s?
No, it's actually like 80s.
80s?
Yeah.
In the 80s. And then they get into a fist fight. And then this shining exemplar of Black perfection, who his entire life has been crafted around being this exemplar, Denzel Washington also has an opinion on the Silver Surfer.
Yeah. Or so weird meant
So
to
weird
believe.
meant to be. And not for nothing, to add insult to injury.
Oh, boy.
Because at one point, Denzel Washington's character says, anyone who reads comic books knows that Jack Kirby, both of them are wrong.
That is true.
Clearly,
That is very true.
the John Buscema
Buscema.
Silver Surfer
Yes.
is the best Silver Surfer.
That is the Silver Surfer.
Like, if you're going to do it, do it.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're right. You're right, Vincent. You're right.
You know, that has bothered me since 1995.
I'm quite certain. I'm quite certain it has. So you don't give Quentin Tarantino a pass for that at all.
He's doing the Star Trek bit.
Yeah, the Star Trek bit at the
I was
end.
like, what is?
And the reason why the Star Trek bit, I mean, both of the, and this is why I don't give these two references the pass, the Silver Surfer and the Star Trek bit, because none of them they come out of nowhere. They don't match the tone of the dialogue in any part in the rest of the film. And that's why I don't give them a pass. That's why they hurt on the ear. They hurt so hard on the ear. And all due respect to Denzel Washington, I don't believe Denzel Washington has read a comic book since maybe he was 10.
Here's the thing.
And I don't think he ever watched Star Trek.
Here's the thing. I don't know about Denzel Washington. I don't know Denzel Washington. But this character that Denzel Washington is playing?
Definitely.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not.
And it's so unnecessary. And you can tell, some dumbass executive watched a cut of this and said, we need to punch it up. It needs to be a joke in here.
Yeah, yeah.
We got a focus group that says they like jokes.
And let Quentin do it. He's the hot guy.
Right, he's the hot guy.
Yeah.
Because, boy, this is a quite manly movie.
Oh.
This is a manly, serious movie.
Indeed. Yes.
It's cigars and men in each other's faces, and it's very triumphant.
It is.
It is.
It's very triumphant. It's a lot of propaganda. It's a lot of propaganda in this movie.
See, I 100% disagree with you.
Really?
Like, I think I think they say it. War is the enemy.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't Top Gun.
Yeah, see, but you're saying that war, it says war is the enemy. But this is where my problem is with Gene Hackman's character getting off a little easy. I hear you, once the mutiny starts, all bets are off. But quiet is kept, just like they said. The mutiny was not so much a mutiny, it was him doing everything by the books.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So he followed letter of the law. There is no letter of the law, even after a mutiny, where a captain should get away with putting a gun to not one, but two people's heads.
You're correct. But I'm going to disagree with the point that you made a moment ago. I don't think he gets off easily.
Because he got the mandatory retirement?
Because he had to retire. He had to retire. And the film makes clear from the very beginning, this is all he has.
Yeah, but he retired. He retired with his pension.
Dumb dog.
He's going to be on some board somewhere. He going to be good.
I don't think so. I think this dude is dead within 3 years. He's got nothing.
No, he's got his dog.
He's got his dog.
Dog.
Also, I don't even think this is anecdote and apocrypha at this point. I think all the players agree. I think the other thing Quentin Tarantino added was the sort of overtly racial overtones, like that whole bit with the horses. Like everything that I've read says that that's also part of what Quentin Tarantino added, which infamously led to conflict between Quentin Tarantino and Denzel Washington.
Well, I thought the conflict between those two was because Denzel got in his face about how liberally he used the N-word in all his films.
I've always heard that, but what I read today is that this was about the script and all this bit about the horses and white horses and black horses.
Okay.
Which I kind of see. I mean, first of all, in 96,
95. Why do you want to keep putting this a year later?
Is Reservoir Dogs out?
I believe so, yeah.
So Reservoir Dogs is out. Yeah, okay. So I guess he's already making movies.
Yeah, I think Reservoir Dog and I think Pulp Fiction maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Out.
But I didn't like the bit with the horses. I didn't like the implication. I didn't like textual. Maybe it's some race stuff going on with Gene Hackman's character. Like this whole bit about the horses that are white are the most advanced and the most easily trained horses. And then Denzel has to say, well, they're born black. And like, I thought that flattened the characters more than it should have. Like I think obviously race is running through this thing. And again, much like Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, I do think there's a sentiment. Like whenever you have an older white guy and a younger black guy, I think that does tap into this fear that you have with some people that the future is going to be more heterogeneous.
Yeah.
It's going to be, and maybe there's no place for me. Like I think just the two of them, who they are, was enough.
Okay.
With all this horse business.
I hear you. I hear you on that. I hear you on that.
That to me, that wasn't as egregious as all the Star Trek and the comic book stuff, but
no, it's no problem.
Yeah.
And just to close the loop on it, whatever sparked the animosity between the two of them, and from what I read, Denzel not only owns up to getting in Tarantino's face.
Yeah, he apologizes.
But he then later, years later, apologized for it. And actually his daughter.
His daughter's in Django Unchained.
Yeah, wanted to be on Django Unchained. So so they even though I saw another interview, Denzel was like, but he still ain't put me in one of his movies.
Right.
And I did that. I think it's also, it should be pointed out that you talked about how Tony Scott kind of like has his favorites. This is his first production with Denzel Washington.
Right.
And they would go on to do a number of films.
Yes,
together.
absolutely.
They would do Deja Vu. They would do Man on Fire, Unstoppable. They did
The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. So they did a number of films together, and proved to be like a really good, strong team. I think they actually had one or two projects that they were even looking at returning to before Tony Scott unfortunately passed away.
Yeah.
You know, so good film. So where do you stand, Vincent? Or would you recommend Crimson Tide?
You know, I was thinking, obviously I'm recommending it. But it was what I was really thinking is oftentimes we'll say that there are some films that are mandatory viewing. And I was thinking about sort of the mandatory Denzel Washington filmography.
Oh,
like the Denzel, like
the Mount Rushmore Denzel Washington films?
Right. Not even Mount Rushmore. Like again, I like to think of it in terms of a syllabus. Like if I'm teaching Denzel Washington in movies.
Okay,
what films would be on there? And it's like the heavy hitters, or it's like Fences, Malcolm X. I mean, hell, Training Day. You won an Oscar for Training Day, and I was wondering, would I put this on there? And I might, depending on how many films I can fit in. This is certainly in my top 10 favorite Denzel performances. And I don't know if it's in my top 5. Like, I just don't know. Like I didn't think about it that much.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, I thought about it on the way to the studio. So I didn't look at his IMDb. But I would 100% recommend this for Denzel Washington. And frankly, I feel like this is one of the few lead roles that you get from Gene Hackman. As you mentioned, he's really a character actor. He's an actor's actor. And I told you my 1-2 Gene well, I guess 1, 2, 3. Like obviously the French Connection.
Mm-hmm.
I know I like the conversation more than you do,
but I like it.
Yeah, and I love the conversation, and you know, I mean, hell, I want to say Unforgiven, but he's not a lead.
No,
he's not the lead. So besides the conversation and the French Connection, what is he really the lead in? Like, what is it? You know, Gene Hackman is first, and then everybody else.
I'm trying to think. Because every movie that I'm coming up with in my head, he ain't the lead.
He ain't the lead.
He's not even the lead in Runaway Jury.
No,
because that's John Cusack.
Yeah.
Even though he definitely is the best part of that movie.
But to this point, John Cusack is more of the lead in that than Denzel Washington is in this. Like, this really is a two-hand, like it really is the two of them.
Which is where Gene Hackman kind of lives in some of his films. Because there's a film like Scarecrow, but that's him and Al Pacino. And then there is he's definitely like the fourth lead in Bonnie and Clyde.
I mean, just looking at the screen, George Kimono, of course, mentioned Superman, and he gets top billing. But he gets top billing because he's working with, at that point, a group of unknowns. Basically.
Yeah, and I don't think he gets top billing. I thought Marlon Brando got top billing.
Oh, well, right. But you know.
So he gets it over Christopher Reeves, though.
But obviously, Superman, I mean, it's right,
obviously,
it's right there in the title.
Yeah, right. He's not really.
Like, he steals it from Christopher Reeves.
Right.
But, yeah, that's not his movie.
Yeah. I can't think of, not off the top of my head, where he is the lead. Like, that is the Gene Hackman movie.
Right. So, right, even Enemy of the State. That's Will Smith.
That's Will Smith. I thought about that as too. Like I said, it's a two-hander with him. Gene Hackman, I'm looking at Scarecrow. The Poseidon Adventure is an ensemble.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Early in his career, his ensemble. Hoosiers. He's the lead in Hoosiers.
Hoosiers. Okay.
He's the lead in Hoosiers.
All right. He is. That's a good one.
And that might be
it. Good movie, too.
That might be it, man.
So, you know, it's not really the Micheaux mission's mission to recommend something based on Gene Hackman. But my God, if you like movies, you got to know Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
Like, you got to know Gene Hackman. And
he's the lead in Mississippi Burning, too, even though that's kind of a two-hander,
I was about to say, is he?
But he gets top billing.
I think he's more of a lead in this than in Mississippi Burning.
Well, I mean, Mississippi Burning is basically like it's him and Willem Dafoe. They're kind of like equal.
Yeah.
But he definitely gets top billing, though. But that's really it.
Yeah.
I mean, which is, not to knock the man at all.
Oh.
His filmography is redunculous.
And makes everything better.
Oh.
Like, Gene Hackman never shows up and you're like, ooh, who's this stinking up the joint?
The Birdcage is undeniably one of the funniest movies.
Yes.
In the last, 50 years. But as funny as it is, it gets kicked up a notch
when he shows up. Yeah.
In that film. Oh my God.
So yeah, I would 100% recommend Crimson Tide. And if you've not watched it lately, which I think many people have, I think Crimson Tide is one of these films that we don't talk about as much as we should.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And yourself?
I would recommend it. I would definitely recommend it. It's a tight political thriller. It is. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Solid. strong actors, just strong performances, just going at it. You know, there is no wasted dialogue, no wasted performance. It's good.
And it's worth noting, it's over 2 hours, and we're saying that.
And it's a quick,
dude.
It's a quick 2 hours.
Dude, I kept looking up. I was like, oh my God, when did an hour pass?
I know.
And then it was like, wait, is it only 20 minutes left?
I know.
So.
Very good. Very good. Oh, very good. All right.
All right.
That is our review of Crimson Tide. Before we tell you what we're going to be reviewing next week, I invite you to get involved, get in touch with the Micheaux Mission. Send us your email, send us your thoughts. You can reach us at micheauxmission@gmail.com. That's MICHEAUXMISSION@gmail.com. You can also like and follow us on all the social media at Micheaux Mission. You can also find the Micheaux Mission wherever you find podcasts, whether it be Apple or Spotify for those audio podcasts, or on YouTube for the video podcasts, where you can subscribe, follow, like, hit the bell, be notified when we drop new episodes in the feed, on the channel, wherever you find the Micheaux Mission, which, for one final time, is a proud member of The Podglomerate, thepodglomerate.com. They make all podcasts work, such as the Micheaux Mission, which they have done for the last 8 years. And is with tonight, the Micheaux Mission bids adieu to Podglomerate. We will be with a new network that we will be announcing next week. But Podglomerate, the guys there, Jeff, Dan, Chris, Joni, everyone, fantastic people. It has been our pleasure to work with you as you have helped grow the Micheaux Mission from just a very small. I mean, they came on in our first year.
I know.
We were just a baby podcast being done in my kitchen table.
I know.
And Podglomerate said, we want you guys. And we've been with them ever since. And it's been a fantastic ride. Thank you so much. We really appreciate everything you've done for the show.
Absolutely.
All right. The Micheaux Mission also streams live every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. from Young Chunk, Philadelphia's premier video podcast palace. If you want to book yourself in one of the fabulous studios, and they've got fabulous studios here at Young Chunk, then you need to go to youngchunk.com and make it happen. Make it so. You will not be disappointed. Next week, here on the Micheaux Mission, we will be in the month of September.
Yeah.
Which means that we are going doc to school as we feature documentaries in September. And I, myself, will be kicking things off because my documentaries got a beat to them, ladies and gentlemen. They got a hard beat. I'm talking about hip hop. That's right. And when we talk about beats, you can't keep beat in a box, because busting out of that beat box is Biz Markie. As we go all up in the biz, documentary about the life, career, and death of one Biz Markie, arguably one of the greatest MCs and performers of all time. Next week, here on the Micheaux Mission. Until then, he's Vincent, I'm Len, and in parting we say,
we'll see you when it's time to meet again.
Young John!